Hi, my name is Kevin Wendt. I'm a principal instructor at Dunwoody College of Technology, and I teach in the web programming, database development, and computer systems analysis programs. One of the new frontiers in technology that's really going to come forward in the next 5, 10, 15 years is virtual reality. If you've heard of Oculus Rift, it's a new headset that was kickstarted just a few months ago, maybe a year ago. It's the first real virtual reality headset that you can put on and really feel immersed in a virtual reality without having people feel sick, blurriness, those kinds of issues that the previous virtual reality headsets have. It's really being used right now for gaming, but the next big step, I think, is going to be using that virtual reality for simulation in hands-on education. What we're going to be able to do is create a simulation of anything you want, whether it's welding, and welding actually has some pretty good simulations now, auto mechanics, robotics, anything that you're going to use your hands and use materials where you would use materials. What we'll be able to do is simulate all these materials in a virtual reality environment and then have students or anybody being trained put on one of these virtual reality headsets and be immersed in the environment with all these different things, be able to move and put them together and interact with them like they would in a real world environment. What this is going to be able to do is allow us to use these kinds of training skill setups without having the cost of actually using the materials. The great thing about a virtual welding system is that you can do 1,000 welds and never spend $1 in materials, gas, metal, any of that kind of stuff. So I think there's going to be a big industry push in the next 5, 10 years to really start looking at these Oculus Rift type virtual headsets and the iterations that come after them, the copycats that are sure to come out soon, will be to make simulations that allow you to do those kinds of real world things in a virtual environment. So we're going to need the computer science area and discipline, of course, to be able to build some of these things, but we're going to need all sorts of industry experts to come in and tell us exactly how to build these virtual environments, how to build a real-life simulation of an engine, or the rotors and cams and shafts on an engine, or an axle, or anything like that, where we're going to be building these things in a virtual environment. We need to know how they act in a virtual environment. How do we model them in a simulation? And I think that's where we're going to need industry, specifically industry and computer science, to come together to build these simulations, and that's going to be the next wave of the future.